The following podcast contains adult language, profound stupidity, hardcore nudity, and drug references. Children should not listen to it. Everyone else, but fucking Olive. Nailed it.
Hey everyone, and welcome to Plotty Time, the podcast where we three gamers discuss video game stories in detail with all the necessary and appropriate backlash. My name is Poppascotch, and with me as always is Chump Slap.
What's going on?
And also we have the Syintist.
Yo, what's up?
So boys, we are talking about a sci-fi shooter classic today, but before we get into it, Syintist, what have you been doing with yourself this week?
Well, I started clearing out the backlog of video games I have. Played like 6 different indie games.
Cool.
And,
such as?
What was the best one?
Minute.
Yeah,
it's kind of like a Legend of Zelda top-down adventure game, but you're alive every 60 seconds, you die, and you start over, and it was interesting.
just to see how far you can go in a minute.
Yeah, but you can keep like your weapons and stuff that you get, but
Interesting.
Do you like, are there power-ups or pickups or stuff for more time?
no.
No, it's just 60 seconds and that's it.
Yeah,
huh?
you can get boots that make you walk faster, but that's about it. That was the best one. Well, a couple of them were junk. And
Cool.
I bought a bunch of games from PlayStation that I'll be playing sometime, I guess.
Yeah. They just had that massive sale this week.
Yeah, I bought like 4 games for $60. It wasn't bad.
Does it feel to you guys like they have a massive PlayStation sale like every 3 weeks?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like every time they come out with a new free game every month, they have a sale.
Yeah, and it's always like 40% or 60% off of games. There's always like 1 or 2 things I end up buying.
Yeah, I got Horizon Zero Dawn, Rise of the Tomb Raider, Secret of Mana, and one other game I can't think of for $60.
Horizon's good.
Yeah,
is it like
hell
Game
yeah,
of the
it
Year
is.
edition? You get all the DLC.
Yeah.
Nice.
I never played the expansion, the snow one.
Me neither, but I played the core game. Thought it was pretty awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. Watch anything fun, Scientist?
I did go see Captain Marvel on Friday.
How was it? I didn't get a chance.
It was excellent. But I was talking to my other friend besides you two guys, and
That one?
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the one other one. That's not.
And
That's not here.
we were talking about how it was excellent, but it was probably like the 5th best Marvel movie I've seen in the last 2 years.
You're
But
saying
still-
they're killing it too much.
Yeah. Like excellent is what you expect anymore. If it was anything worse than if it was only above average, I'd probably be disappointed.
It was par for the course of Marvel movies.
But it was really good. You should definitely see it. I saw it's made like 160 million already.
Yeah.
Jesus. So you're a big fan of the whole Marvel universe. You were reading the comics back in the day.
Yes.
Do you feel like we're getting some Marvel fatigue here, or are you just thrilled that these are movies now?
I could watch a new one every other week. I probably.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not complaining. I'm just...
Yeah.
Yeah, if you like them, you watch them. If you don't,
I'm not fatigued at all. And I kind of hate waiting a month between them.
Did you buy your tickets yet for, what is it? Avengers Endgame? Or what? I don't know. What it's
They're not on sale yet, from what I can tell.
called. Okay.
I have the alert being sent to my email as soon as it is available.
Nice.
I already scheduled a vacation day for that day, too.
he's serious about his Marvel.
How many times you go in that day? I know you've seen Infinity War like 50 times.
Yeah. I'll probably only go once on Friday, maybe again on Sunday.
The 8 a.m. show?
Yeah. On Friday, yeah. I think it's 10, but
Nice. Well, what about you, Chump Slap? What have you been getting into this week?
Nothing. I put on Fallout 76 for about an hour one day.
I did see you were off PlayStation for like a month.
Yeah, 27 days, I think it said.
Jesus.
So I was like, I got to sign on and do something.
Did Fallout 76 just make you that jaded? Like you're just done with PlayStation for a while?
I just don't have any games that I want to play right now. I don't know. Nothing's scratching the itch.
Well, okay, that's fair. I mean, I know Scientists, you and I go through that too. We've talked about it where it's just like sometimes you don't feel like playing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I went on a kick of watching documentaries on Amazon. Some crazy shit on there.
Oh, we saw a good one on Wednesday.
Oh, yeah.
Tell me all about it immediately.
Well, Behind the Curve is pretty good. on Netflix about.
Several people have been telling me I need to watch that.
But I watched this one about. You guys ever hear of the Voynich manuscript?
Yeah.
No.
I probably watched that exact documentary.
Yeah, there's just a documentary about this book that was published in 1420 or something like that, and nobody can read it. It's not a language. It's just in some type of code, they think.
It was like
What
a
if it's-
science manuscript, so they were thought that maybe they were trying to hide it from the church.
Yeah, it was weird.
Cool. Do you recommend it?
Yeah, check it. It's only like 45 minutes long. So,
But I mean, it's about a book they can't read, so.
yeah. I was like, oh, I want to check it out. It's got some weird pictures in it. Looks like a kid drew it.
Do you think maybe it was like some 14th century kid's like doodle book he had for high school? Or is it like definitely a language? Like there's
It's
set and structure and stuff.
definitely structure to it.
Could have been like an autistic kid from the 1400s or something that wrote it.
Yeah, but the way they were talking, like the paper was really expensive, and there was like a fold-out page and stuff. It was all made specifically for. I don't know. It was weird.
Oh, it wasn't done by Penguin Press?
No, I don't think it
Okay.
was.
Well, if it's not done by Penguin Press, it's not worth buying, if you ask me. By the
You
way,
heard it
here's buy Penguin Press. No, they don't pay us any money. Fuck them. So what have I been doing? I've been playing a lot of Toe Jam and Earl.
You still rocking,
Dude,
that?
it's I can't stop. And it's like the whole point of the game is exactly like the original ones where you just find the 10 ship pieces and then the game's over.
Yeah,
And there's like 25 levels and I've beaten it like 4 times now.
nice.
And it's just a lot of fun.
Do you play with randos online?
No, I'm just by myself. I don't play online with people.
Does it just? Can you unlock stuff? Can you unlock like new?
Yeah, you can unlock
Upgrades.
every time you beat it, you can unlock a new character. There's like 9 of them, and then every time you also get your choice of a hat.
Oh, nice.
It's like a power hat. It gives you like a certain power.
Oh, that's cool.
I did see like some of the characters are like the girls that were with you on the.
Yeah, I forget their names. Like Kesha or like Keisha is one of them. I've been playing as her. She's like super fast, which is always awesome when you're just running around from enemies. But yeah, I've been playing that. I didn't get any time in with Anthem this week because there was a news article out that it was bricking consoles.
Yeah, I saw that.
How?
But
It was just
Yeah,
crashing to fucking.
the crashes apparently are a pretty standard thing. I haven't received a crash yet, but I'm only like level 6. But they
Oh,
were
you
saying
didn't
how
unlock
it's
the crash yet.
yeah. That's pretty good. Yeah, that's level 13. Unlucky for some. But yeah, I didn't get anything with that, but I did here's this. Jesus Christ. Like right before this, I wanted to get in some time with Ace Combat 5.
Yeah. Okay.
What is that? Is that a flight simulator? Okay.
Yeah, it's the Ace Combat games have been around for a long time, and I always had the ones for PlayStation 2, like 2, 3, and 4, whatever they were. Anyway, so I bought the flight stick thing.
All
Which-
right.
Pretty fucking cool. But today I was messing around with the flight stick. There's a learning curve to it because the buttons are all in weird places that don't make sense. And as I'm playing it, I had a full
Erection.
piping hot. No, damn. All right, maybe you should tell every story. No, but I had a full hot.
Dumb.
I had a full hot piping cup of coffee right next to it, and yeah, that happened exactly what you'd think happened. It was all over my couch and the floor. And
Oh, that's awesome.
I maybe got like 40% of it on the hardwood, and the rest was just on fabric. It's like
That means his erection.
no, just coffee, and some erection. But other than that, that's what I've been doing.
Spilling coffee.
Spilling coffee, mediocrely playing flight simulators on the easiest difficulty.
It's nothing shameful
that's-
about playing on easy.
Yeah. How else are you gonna learn to fly?
Exactly. Can't just jump into hard. Like, here are the buttons. Figure it out, stupid. Like, but yeah, that's me. What I've been watching. I caught up on a bunch of shows. Deadly Class I've been watching. That's a good one.
Deadliest
I don't know
catch?
if
What?
No, Deadly Class. It's on Sci-Fi. It's about like it's based off a comic, but it's about a high school where all the people are training to be assassins.
Okay.
and you have people from like, the Yakuza like send their kids, and other gangs. The Dixie Mob has a couple kids in there. The Russians. It's good. I enjoy it. Henry Rollins is in it, so
Interesting.
I thought he was dead.
no, he's still kicking.
You can't
He's
kill
still
Henry
out there
Rollins.
doing his thing.
Oh, another thing I did do this week was I watched a bunch of Luke Perry episodes he was in, because he was in Haven for a while, and he was in True Calling, and
That's how you pay respect.
he was in a Psych episode.
Losing him on Riverdale is going to be rough.
Oh, he was on
for
Riverdale?
us. Yeah, he was Richie's dad. Is it
Yeah.
Richie?
But you notice how he said us, and he doesn't watch it that much anymore.
He still considers himself part of the Riverdale gang.
I forget what the hell they call their fan legions. It's something really stupid. But every time I think of the show Riverdale or Archie comics or whatever, the only thing that pops in my head is The Simpsons when they kick Homer out of the car and say, "Dad, stay out of Riverdale."
That's all that's going through your head when you're watching the episode.
That's all that's happening. And then he's reading the comic later, like, "We're lousy Riverdale punk." he's so mad about it. I don't even remember what episode that was. Other than that, is there any gaming news we want to discuss? I don't even know what's going on. I haven't been paying attention this week.
I haven't seen anything.
It's new free games. I think you get Modern Warfare or something.
Yeah, by the time I hear this, it'll be over.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And The Witness, but The Witness is pretty good, but it's hard.
Do you guys play any of the Far Cry games at all? Or is it just me?
I played that free one. I don't know which one it was.
Played 3, but I haven't played any of the others.
Okay, well, I mean, they're pretty much the same. But I haven't played New Dawn yet. I was thinking about getting it. Then I was like, oh, yeah, I have like 50 other games I haven't played.
Is that the one in Montana?
5 was the one that takes place in like present-day Montana, and New Dawn is like after the apocalypse.
Where is it?
But still in Montana.
Oh, okay.
It's the same map. It's the same thing they did with like Far Cry Primal, but changed a bunch to make it unique enough.
Yeah, that seems like they're pumping out too many Far Cry games.
It's like Assassin's Creed's.
Yeah, they're getting to that oversaturation point.
I played the one, and it was just repetitive as fuck. It's like,
Yeah.
Go here, destroy this. Okay, go here, destroy this.
Yeah, they do have a problem with that. The thing I like about them, though, is that they play really well. Like, the shooting is fun.
Yeah, okay.
If that's what you're in the mood for, like, sometimes I just want to fire up the PlayStation 4 and just play Call of Duty or something stupid and just shoot people.
True.
And it's great for that. It's great. But speaking of just firing up the PlayStation and shooting people, we have a gem of a classic today.
Oh, shit.
We're going to be talking about. Today we are going to be talking about the PlayStation 2 classic, because it's obviously a classic, Killzone. It was released November 2nd, 2004, and then again for PlayStation 3 on October 23rd, 2012 as part of the Killzone trilogy, which I had no idea existed for PlayStation 3.
Neither did I.
Wasn't the PlayStation 3 out in 2004?
No.
No.
The 2 just came out, I think,
Oh,
in
the 2
2003.
just came out? Okay.
No, I think that was the tail end of PlayStation 2, because I remember PlayStation 3 was out in like 06, like late 06. But that was like the prohibitively expensive, like $800 version or $600 version or whatever.
The
it
one
was.
that had backwards compatibility.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
When did the PS4 come out?
Who knows? 4 years ago.
Okay.
No, more than that. I'm pretty sure we've already asked this.
Yeah,
on
we
the
yeah,
podcast.
yeah,
we
did.
talked about this last week, I think.
2013.
Okay.
November 15th, 2013. I remember taking that day off and sitting on the couch watching television with full view of the front bay window.
Just waiting for UPS.
Just waiting for it to show up. Just waiting.
I think I did too.
But it was so stupid. I could have taken a half day. Like, I knew it wasn't going to show up till like 2:30, 3 o'clock.
Yeah, it was going to show up later in the day.
And I still just sat there waiting.
It does not matter.
It's in my journal.
No, I have a I made a Google Doc that's like a timeline of when shit actually happened in my life. I've been doing it since like college.
Smart, because I don't remember anything.
Yeah, that's the thing I had. Like, I was like, wait, when did I buy that car? Was my Hyundai in like 04? And I kept getting mad. I couldn't remember when shit happened, so I just started writing it down.
I think that's more of a problem with you getting mad about stupid shit.
I didn't say I was problem free. Like,
oh, okay, sorry.
this is just my healthy way to deal with that anger.
I just go, it's all the same. It's all the same here.
Yeah, but moving on.
Yeah,
couldn't
yeah.
find a
Back to the game.
couldn't find a credited writer, but I do know it was created by Guerrilla Games for PS2 and then re-released by Supermassive Games when it came to PS3. And I also found out, did not realize there were 6 Killzone games.
I did not know that either until I started trying to find this one.
Yeah, if you would have asked me before I started researching this, I would have said 3.
How many numbered ones were there?
There was 3 numbered ones: Killzone, Killzone 2, Killzone 3, and then there was Killzone Liberation, which I'm pretty sure was just PSP or Vita.
Yeah. Okay.
And Mercenary was also PSP or Vita, but there was also
Shadows.
the big one. Yeah, Shadowfall came out for PS4. That was like a launch title or a real early one.
Yeah.
So we haven't heard from Killzone lately.
And I tried searching for a speedrun for this, and I could not find one.
Because there's no speed to it. I mean,
Yeah.
everyone does it at the same time.
I even, after I couldn't find videos, I went to speedrun.com to see what the record was, and it was one guy at 4.5 hours.
Well, you know what that means.
We can beat it.
I think
we could.
After Onichimbara, we can top
Yep.
this one.
Yeah, that's all I have to do is spend, 100 hours just perfecting the game and playing through it over and over again, which is kind of ridiculous because I actually tried playing it before this and didn't get through chapter 1.
Was it that hard?
It's a product of its time. Like, for that era, it looked really good. But there's no, like, looking down the sights or aim button.
What? Seriously?
So it's all shoot from the hip. You can the one thing that really was nice about the game, and I have no idea why every game doesn't do this, but you could go into the controls and remap buttons.
Yeah. Those are
So I could kind of remap it to be more modern. But it was still like the zoom was toggle and you couldn't change that. It was rough. It was rough to play.
It's watching the videos of it. It doesn't look like a very advanced post 9/11 game.
Yeah, this is barely post 9/11.
Yeah.
Let's just say that.
Yeah, we were still healing. But this was also in the heyday of that criticism about shooters that came out that were just brown as fuck.
That's what this game looked like, brown.
Yeah, it was one of the Battlefields, like Modern Warfare 3 or something. I remember one person said I have to find it for the Instagram, but there was a picture, like a screen cap of 4 different first person shooters, and it said, which game is this? And it's like, trick question, they're 4 different games. And it's like all brown as fuck. So who picked this? This was Chump
me.
Slap?
Yeah.
Why don't you give us a quick rundown? Because there's a shitload of backstory they don't bother telling you.
No, yeah, I found that out.
Okay. The year is 2357. The Earth has been uninhabitable since 2055. This takes place on Vecta, a planet which is... Do you guys remember where it is? Alpha Centauri, I think.
Yeah, Alpha Centauri. Yeah.
All right, it's a
There's
planet.
Vecta and
Helgon.
what's the other one? Helgon, that's it.
You are an officer in the Vecta army, and Vecta is being invaded by Helgon, your sister planet's people, and you're tasked with finding a man who was...
It's basically Saving Private Ryan on Vecta.
Yeah, you're trying to find a guy who was undercover.
Spy.
Yeah, spy. There we go. He was a spy for... Yeah, that's what you're doing.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I have. There's a whole like weird backstory. They don't explain it in the game, but it's about how Vecta is like the Earth-like world. Helgen is the shitty mining world. That's super shitty.
It has a very dull and drab palette.
Yeah, they're both owned by the same company.
Yeah, the Vetka was named after Philip Vetka, the CEO of a mining conglomerate called Helgen.
Yeah.
And Helgen was the shitty mining world. I guess Helgen tried to purchase Vecta, but the UCN imposed sanctions against their unfair business practices, and that caused the first extrasolar war.
Yes, exactly. I have that written down here.
Like, none of this is in the game. Like, we had to...
Yeah, where did they get that information? Was that from
The instruction manual?
next games? Maybe.
I don't know.
Maybe
It
there's
was
a bunch of
on the
reading.
wiki. I don't know where they actually... If I guess it's canon. It explains the whole reason of why there's a war.
It explains why this army wears masks and shit.
Yeah, because it's a shitty homeworld they're from.
Yeah, because they have to breathe through respirators. The ones that survived.
Oh boy, we're gonna get into that. And they all have British accents for some reason.
Well, yeah.
And everyone's 100% a stereotype.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, they are.
Okay, I'll get into it later. 'Cause it's good stuff.
All right, where do we start?
Yeah, let's get this. Get this show on the road. Syintist, where do we start?
On a battlefield.
Sure do. Thanks.
And people shooting
Great
and
info,
stuff.
as always, Syintist.
Well, doesn't it start with a speech?
Well, that's before the game. It's like the loading screen, I think.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, some guy giving a speech about... Is that General Lente? I don't know.
I thought that was Scalar Visari.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah,
Yeah, that was Scolari is the main bad guy.
Scolari brothers.
Is he the guy who's talking in the beginning? That's like he's doing like the Independence Day speech.
Yeah, he's the leader of the Helgen army, or is he the leader of all Helgen?
I think he's the Emperor of Helgen.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, we'll go with Emperor.
Yeah.
They're a war culture, so we'll go with Emperor.
Okay.
And yeah, he's doing that speech, and then you're just thrown into it, aren't you?
Yeah, it's like literally a battlefield. I don't know why they're doing trench warfare, but
Yeah, you think it'd be more like bombing, precision type stuff?
yeah.
Oh, yeah, they just send Helgast, the people from Helgen. They just send them to Vetka, right? And then they're just like, all right, take over.
Scholar Vasari is his name, not Scolari. we just combined them. I tried him for murder. Gave him the chair. It's a whole other episode topic, but I'm pretty sure I could quote the entirety of Ghostbusters 2 to you guys right now
I bet you could.
from memory.
I can quote Pulp Fiction back to you, but
That'd be an interesting conversation. It's a tasty burger. What, the park bench is chasing you? Such a great film.
That's a mashup I need now.
yeah, right.
Well, we'll ask one of our million fans out there to make that mashup video. And we'll guarantee you to like it. So, Vasari, I have the Emperor actually written down here. We'll go with it.
Yeah, it says that definitely says Emperor in my notes.
And apparently, so it does it makes the story smaller where you're with this group of people trying to find, I guess you start by trying to find the spy, right? What the hell is that guy's name?
Haka. Colonel Haka.
Haka, indeed.
He's a Helgen colonel.
Yeah, doesn't General Vaughton tell you?
Yeah.
He's like, hey, you need to find a spy.
Hey, Jan.
Hey, Jan. Jan Templar.
Which, I don't know about that name, guys.
Why not?
It's a little on the nose. Templar, you know.
Well,
don't you
he's a stereotype grunt.
He's young.
Tell me what to do. Yes, sir.
Yeah, the whole story has a really weird tone to it.
Yeah,
Like
I don't know.
it's very serious, and you have like these fascist Helgast, like trying to invade the quote unquote peaceful planet, and they're pulling from obviously like Nazism and fascism to get that evil bad guy down.
Yeah, obviously.
Comes from a place of seriousness, but then there's fucking cracking jokes in this group like left and right.
I didn't laugh.
I don't
at any
know
of
if
them.
they're cracking jokes.
Well, no, but it's like that group is like their tone and everything is way lighter than the rest of the game, and it felt weird to me.
Yeah, they don't feel like they're fighting for their lives and the life of their planet.
Right. But we didn't even get to the group yet. What happened?
Yeah. Well, Vaughton tells you to go find Colonel Haka. And to get a security key for the SD platforms.
Yes.
Whatever an SD platform is.
I think it was like Star Wars.
Satellite defense.
Yeah.
Or
Oh,
something.
okay.
Solar defense. That's what it was. So basically, the Hellgast. This is where we're starting with the Hellgast secretly invaded. No one knows why or how they were able to do it. You have to get to the solar defense and turn that shit on so you can basically defend yourself.
Yeah, and go find a spy.
Wait. Doesn't the spy tell them that they're being invaded? Doesn't?
No, they know ahead of time because they're shooting people from the beginning.
Right, yeah, there's a
Yeah,
whole
doesn't
battlefield.
Vaughn? He's like, yeah, spy told us, and this you got to go find him.
So it is very Saving Private Ryan-ish, but saving Colonel Haka.
Yeah.
But why are they... Yeah, that's a good question. What does it matter? Oh, because Haka's the spy and he probably has info on like who did this or
Yeah,
how
they
they
had
did it.
he has info on.
Did they know he got? Do they know? Like, did he get caught being a spy, or did?
He get got.
Yeah.
I don't know.
They just said... We don't know. They just said that he was supposed to be at the extraction point and he wasn't there.
Okay, so you assume that he was discovered.
I thought you were supposed to.
Yeah.
To go to the extraction point.
Well, that's where you're supposed to go to try and look for him and why the hell he isn't there.
Oh, okay.
So that's like your starting point to
right.
find him. But it's just you, right? Like in the very beginning,
it's just
you are
Jan.
tasked with finding him.
Just Jan.
It's not a very competent army, apparently, sending one guy to do this very important job, and he's just a grunt.
Yeah, I don't know why. I guess it was more of I think they're setting it up like that's the guy Vaughn can trust.
Yeah, like his right hand man. Like he's the only one who's good enough.
I mean, all it takes is one landmine.
it's
and
like
you're-
Rambo.
Yeah.
Well, they should have named him Jan Rambo.
That would have been awesome.
It's Rambo 3, not Rambo 1. Rambo 1's depressing. It's the fun shoot 'em up without the PTSD. Anyway. So you are tasked with going to the Sums and finding them, and that's where you run into your old homies, right?
Well, you first.
First, you run into Sanchez. He's just some guy. He just comes up to you. He's like, "Who are you?" It's like Sanchez. He just helps you out, and
For
then
a
he
little
disappears
bit.
for the
Yeah.
rest of the game.
And then
I didn't that didn't even register with me. I'm like, who the fuck is Sanchez?
yeah, he was in there for like 10 seconds.
I'm pretty sure he's the guy who dies at the end, who dies in your arms.
Maybe.
Yeah, because they don't say who he is, but his face looked like Sanchez.
Well, the face recognition or the face graphics weren't exactly up to par. But it's really impressive to see the quality of this game considering Tomb Raider, like and how pixelated and shitty that game was came out only 8 years before.
Only 8 years before?
Right. I mean, it's technology, it moves fast, but it still blows me away revisiting these old games.
Oh, yeah.
Because you remember them so much more
I know.
clearly.
When I was watching this one, like I said, it was just so drab and like.
At least their faces look like real people compared to Tomb Raider.
That's very true. They did come a long way. I shouldn't completely shit on them. You run in you run into Sanchez and then you move along. Sanchez mysteriously disappears and then you get into your old buddy Luger.
Oh yeah, Luger saves your life.
Saves your life because one Helgen guy catches you, and then he gets killed by an assassin.
Doesn't she like stab a fucking sniper in the neck or something?
Something like that.
Like a sniper's like aiming on you, and she just walks up behind him like click. Stab
Yeah,
him.
and then like throws him over the bar and his dead body hits the ground.
Yeah,
And she's very stereotypical, cold-hearted assassin.
she's all business.
There's definitely a relationship there. Like
Some
they've known
tension,
each other for a
yes.
long time.
Oh yeah, Jen's a little bitch about it through the whole fucking game.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, I just wrote in my notes, they go looking for because their next task to find General Adams, and I just have written, there's an awkward exchange showing they had used to date.
Yeah,
Do you mean, did I get laid?
yeah. He just keeps
Oh,
saying
that's right,
weird
yeah.
shit to her. Like,
Yeah.
oh, you think that's hot, huh? Like, get over it, Dick. It was clearly some time ago.
Yeah, it didn't work out. Like, move on, buddy.
I don't know about Killzone 2 or 3 if someone comes, but I don't know. He played it like a jackass in this one.
I think Killzone 3 is pretty much The Sims, but you're living life at home with Luger. Pretty sure that's what they did. Really mixed up the franchise.
Weird spin-off game.
Yeah. It's best one.
But then I believe you keep going to the SD platforms to get the security key or find the security key for them.
Well, don't you want? Is this after you find Haka?
No, you come across Rico Velasquez first.
That's right, Velasquez, the stereotypical badass who doesn't trust anybody.
Yeah, and hates the enemy more.
He just
than
wants revenge because they killed his entire squad. How did he get away? You know,
That's a great question. Probably with his massive minigun.
I think he was taking a shit, and he came back. He's like, "Guys, you'll never get. You gotta smell it. What the fuck?"
I thought it was more like the Civil War on drugs, where he just pretends to be dead and survives all the battles.
Yeah, it could be. And now he's a tough guy. Now he's like, "Oh, I can't wait to get my hands on some Hellgast."
I just think it's funny that in your mind, he comes out from taking a shit and says, "You guys gotta smell this," and then everyone's fucking dead.
It's the only thing that really makes sense.
And he's extremely racist against Helgans. So
Yeah, so
yeah,
racist.
super big time. And we forgot to kind of say it, but I guess we should explain why they're wearing respirators, right?
the Helgans.
Yeah.
Yeah, they grew up in like shitty climate, and didn't they get some kind of, I don't want to say virus, but something happened to their bodies that made them like super
I'm pretty
strong
sure they
soldiers.
evolved.
Somewhat.
Some type of evolution happened between the two
But
planets.
only
Like,
some of them need respirators.
is that true?
Yeah, that was the other thing I didn't understand.
Well, like the generals and stuff never wear them.
Good point.
Yeah, why does only some of them? I guess the generals that talk and need to be an individual character don't have respirators.
They
conveniently.
didn't want to render so many.
They got
Helgan
the
faces.
expensive surgery that helped them talk without respirators.
That makes more sense than any other thing.
Does. But this game's not meant for making sense.
So
No.
after you find Rico Velasquez, then you continue on to find the Colonel Haka on the platform.
Yeah, and you create like a little team here. And wasn't there some kind of like thing with General Vaughton where they're like, Rico, you want to join up? And he's like, are you going to kill Helgans?
Yeah.
It's like,
It's
fuck
this
yeah, we
mission
are.
Gonna hurt the Hellgast.
Then I'm all
Oh, that's
for
what
it.
it is. Yeah.
I'm in.
Yeah. Well, as if he would have had a fucking choice. Like, this is the military. You're going, bro.
You're there
Like,
by yourself. What else are you gonna do, man?
Can we reassign you? Your whole platoon's fucking dead. You're now reassigned. Get
Oh,
out there.
nobody told me I had to work with this Hellgast piece of shit.
That's later.
Yeah, there's a lot of anti-Helgans. I want to keep saying Helgan, but it's Hellgast, and it's really annoying.
Yeah.
Yeah. Helgan's the
there's
planet, man.
There's a lot of anti-Hellgast feelings in this, which I don't think you could get away with today.
No.
Probably not. It's extremely racist, even though the race
Yeah.
doesn't exist.
And I'm going to take a quick, really brief sidetrack because this happened. You know how like on Hulu when you're watching something and you run out of episodes, it just plays something else on your list?
Yeah.
Like a random show, which is super great. But then it randomly played today, like right before this, it played an episode of Robot Chicken, the first episode ever. And they say the R word like 6 times in that episode.
Yeah.
Like, you can't get away with that today.
No, not at all.
Nah, times they are a changing.
They sure are. But anyway, so moving on from my stupid bullshit.
Is that the most one-sided fist fights episode?
Yes, it is.
That's the greatest skit they'd ever do.
There was that, and the Optimus Prime gets prostate cancer.
But
This is another great
when
one.
the robot's just punching the baby.
Yeah. He's just slamming a scientist on the table. Anyway, so you've decided to team up with your little rogues gallery of you, Luger, and Ricardo to go find
Haka.
Haka.
Haka. Yeah, there it is.
And you fight your way over to where he is, and you open a door, and he's tied to a chair or whatever.
Yeah, he's just sitting there, tied to a chair.
Through your fighting, the Hellgas talk a lot, like on the battlefield, and they keep screaming the same lines over and over.
It's extremely annoying.
Like what? What are they?
And they all have this. Why do they all have the exact same voice?
Only one guy recorded it.
Oh. I know that's the answer.
It's the
Looking for
respirator.
a fan theory here.
Yeah, it's like everybody has a Darth Vader thing on, so everybody sounds
Yeah.
the same.
It's the respirator, and that's the saying they say on their planet. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, but not all stormtroopers sound the same.
Yeah, they do. They all sound like they're.
Yeah, but you can tell you can tell when two storm. You know what? I'm not going to get into it. But
Don't they sound like Beaker?
the scream, they scream a lot too, and it's the same scream.
like,
for everybody.
Yeah, it's like the Wilhelm scream. You know, it's in everything. They use the same one in this.
Fine. Just wanted to bring that up. But anyway, so you have to go. You find Haka. Is it H-A-H-K-A?
I don't know.
I don't know. I have it written both ways.
I just have H-A-K-K-A.
H-A-K-H-A, H-A-H-K-A.
I put H-A-K-K-A.
Oh, yeah.
And
Velazquez, Rico does not care for him.
no,
No, he does not.
because he says, I'm half Helgen, half human. And I believe Rico says, I don't even want to know how that works.
No, yeah. Jeez, man.
Yeah, I don't know, because you're both human.
It's like basic genetics, right?
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, really,
basic.
we all came from Earth, right?
Yeah. Yeah, everyone came. No one was just found. There were no humans found in Alpha Centauri.
And yeah, Velasquez is just, I will say, rude to Colonel Haka the entire time that they're there.
Oh, he's
Sure.
such a dick.
Despite the fact that I think in this scene, I think it was this scene or it was very early when someone's about to kill one of the Helghast is trying to kill Rico and sneak up on him, and then Haka just blows him
Yeah,
away.
it's-
Oh,
this
it's this
scene,
scene.
yeah.
Yeah. The first time he's like talking shit on him, and he just
Pulls out a gun.
pulls out a
shoots.
gun, shoots the Hellgas behind him.
Right. And I have it written here that in order, well, they kind of get sidetracked a little here because they need to get information. And Haka says, I need to hack into the mainframe.
Yeah, because he's
Oh,
got,
yeah, this is where.
he's trying to figure out, somehow they know that a computer that the Vectins have is run, one of them's
Well,
connected
Haka's been undercover for all these years, and he's like, somebody from Helgon has access to a computer here on Vecta, and that's why they gotta hack into the mainframe, right?
And yeah, and this is where he says something along the lines of, it can't be. And then it just cuts away.
to. Yeah.
That's after they hack in.
Yeah, because he figures out where it is.
Yeah, this is after Velasquez says, "What? You just gonna let some unknown freak hack into the mainframe?"
Yeah. Rico lays it on pretty thick, I think.
He's so awesome.
And often.
Yeah, well, they go in the boats first. And he's like, I got to ride with this freak? Yeah. That,
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah, and they get shot with like rocket launchers or something.
yeah.
That's where
And the boats get blown up and they're miraculously perfectly fine on the shore.
that's where the scene ends, where it's just like one boat flying at the other, and it's just like
Yeah.
his face, like, huh?
Yeah, and I have here that they wanted to find out who disabled the defenses so that they could allow this this invasion to happen. But why would that be possible?
Why would what?
Like, why would there be one guy that can shut down the entire defense?
That's a very good question.
I mean, even today we have like, in order to make a complete 100% surprise attack, imagine all the shit you'd have to take out. We talked about where we're going to release the virus, so we might as well talk about this.
Yeah, all right, you're right.
Yeah, you got so many defensive systems and satellites that you'd have to take out all at once.
Well,
And then
Satellites.
people would have to
radar.
not notice you took them out to succeed still.
well, they try to get the SD up and running, but it's too little, too late, or something, right?
Yeah.
Right. Because then this is where their priorities kind of shift, and they have to go to the satellite uplink.
Yeah, because after they figure out whose computer is taking over, and you see that cutscene of
General Adams.
General Adams, yeah, killing General Vaughton.
Yeah.
Well, he doesn't. But random Helgen soldier does off screen.
Just tells them to.
Yeah.
Right, which is a weird, interesting story choice. Because we play through like another third of the game before Jan Templar ever figures that out.
Jan.
Yeah, but it shows us right away.
Yeah.
That Adams is the traitor and the bad guy.
Yeah, the first time you see Adams, he's just being a dick to the guy.
Yeah.
There's like a guy who doesn't talk, who's just on the computer, like. Yes,
And
yes,
how
Adams.
old do you think he is? Like, he's young as shit for a general.
I don't know.
I would have said
40.
40.
Yeah, that's what I would have guessed.
Yeah, that's young.
Is it?
I guess not impossible, but it's pretty
I don't
fucking
know,
young.
man.
I mean,
This life is different on Vecta.
I guess.
Well, although General Valton looks pretty old, so.
Yeah.
You know, war times, people die, people get, promoted very quickly.
Yeah. Well,
so-
him and Vaughn are supposed to be like
Co-generals?
the same
Right.
rank.
Yeah.
I was pretty. That's what I gathered. Yes.
Oh yeah, he does look a lot younger than Vaughn. I'll give you that.
But I didn't find it unbelievable that he was a general.
No, he could have been really good at his job.
Yeah. Well, he was definitely a prick who probably would have ran over anybody that was in his way to becoming a general.
Yeah.
So
I can see that.
I guess I'll buy it.
Was he a traitor the whole time?
What do you mean?
Like, did he rise through the ranks knowing he was a traitor, or did he become a traitor later?
Oh, I don't know.
I don't know if they ever got into it.
I don't think there's time to get into it. The game's chock full of fucking action.
It's a tight 10-hour game.
So after he kills General Vaughton, it shows like mushroom clouds blowing stuff up. Does it ever tell what they blow up?
That's when you're looking. Isn't this where you're like, oh, we're gonna go to the main
Uplink.
uplink, and then you look over and there's a mushroom cloud. And you're like,
Yeah.
oh shit, I guess we ain't doing that.
But that was right after he kills General Vaughn.
Yeah.
And he has control of all the missiles or whatever.
Was that quote unquote central command, as they call it?
I think
Maybe.
so.
I wasn't sure what blew up.
No. Code 33 Firebase, right?
Well, that's what you take over.
Oh, that's where you go.
Because then he, like, between General Lente and General Lente, the Helgan general, Helgas general,
Yeah.
and General Adams are talking. And he says, "Oh, well, 3 people couldn't take over a space 30, whatever."
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they don't take this group very seriously at the beginning.
Yeah.
And then,
Which is interesting that Adams even knows who he is and knows enough about him where he's like, oh, that's got to be Templar.
Yeah. Like, he just randomly knows the guy.
And Templar is, did we say captain?
Is he? I wasn't
it's
sure.
just,
what it
I
was.
don't know. I just read officer. It didn't say.
Yeah, it's captain. He's a captain.
Captain Jan Templar.
So a general might know who a captain is, especially because you get the vibe that Vaughton was like a mentor and a friend,
Yeah.
Yeah.
like more than just a general.
Like they grew up
so-
together.
Adams knew that because I think that's how he knew it, because he was Lawton's poster boy.
Oh, yeah. I think, that's why. I mean, Adams knew Vaughton, and Templar is Vaughton's, like, right-hand man. He's like his go-to.
Right.
So that's how we knew him.
Do you think Adams was jealous of Templar?
Definitely. That's why he became a traitor.
I think he was more annoyed. Why would he be jealous of a captain?
Yeah, he outranks him. Like hard. Like
Yeah.
general
Yeah.
captains.
And he's equal to the guy whose golden boy is Jan, so.
Well, he's always looking at Jan. He's like, oh, fucking sexy Jan. God damn.
A lot of sexual tension. I'm sure if we looked hard enough on the internet, we'd find some fan art. Weird shit on like.
I don't know. People don't seem to like this game, so I don't know if you'll find it.
Yeah, I guess it's definitely not the highest rated in the series of Killzone. But Syintist, where do we go?
Do we head towards the uplink and go towards the something?
All right, after the firebase and after we find everything,
After he takes over the platform and blows up Central Command or whatever.
we go to the uplink to try to get to the satellite.
SD platforms?
Yeah.
And is this where Adam set up a trap?
I think that was firebase, wasn't it, set up?
Yeah. And they about to get through it.
It could have been. I know Adams and I think Lenke are both boss fights. Lenti.
Really? I didn't get that much through the speed run. I just watched the cutscenes.
Yeah.
Well, the speed
Yeah,
run,
but
4.5 hours.
Haka ends up shooting Lente at the end, right? Is there a boss fight before?
On the
that?
ground,
Yeah.
shot up and stuff. I assumed it was a boss fight leading
Okay.
up to it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And how did Adams become a general? Because I haven't, I could see how he, stepped over everyone to get to where he was. But when he finds out, one of his guys comes up and tells him in a cutscene, hey, we didn't kill the group. In fact, they blew up a bridge. And then Adams freaks out and fucking kills him.
Yeah, like they show that he's psychotic. Like they
Right.
go out of their way to show that
And
he's
he has a little bit of a short fuse.
Yeah.
Which, don't you think that would have came out in his rise to be a general? Maybe not. I don't know.
Maybe that's... I don't know. He's good at hiding it.
Seems like questionable ISA leadership.
I don't know. This whole army seems a little small and crappily run.
Yeah, not very well organized, huh?
Not at all.
Yeah, and you think, like, you knew that the Helghast were a warrior culture. You knew this day was going to happen eventually.
Yeah, I don't understand why they didn't have the satellite defense system on all the time.
Or why is it so easy to disable?
Yeah, how did they not see all these ships coming?
Yeah.
It doesn't make
And
sense.
why are you still fighting in trenches?
How are they still using bullets, for fuck's sake?
Yeah, is bullets still the most efficient way to make a gun? Who knows?
It's like
I
they
don't know.
took Call of Duty and just jumped the time ahead 200 years, and that was it. They left everything else the same.
Yeah, but
I would love to come up with a rebuttal to that, but
no, they're
Can't.
just like, hey, we're making a first-person shooter.
Yeah, make it Call of Duty. We'll put some satellites
It's
in
got to
it.
be
Boom.
bullets. I'd throw it on another planet. Why? I don't know, because it's easier.
and it's one of those things. Like when I was first reading the wiki about the story and the different enemies and how this goes, I was like, oh great, there's different terms for fucking everything, and I have to memorize everything and it's like, no, it's just two planets are mad at each other.
Yeah, two planets that both came from Earth, or one of them just grew into a fucking Nazi planet.
Yeah, don't get sidelined by the fancy terms. It's basically The Expanse. You guys watch The
I
Expanse?
saw some of it.
No.
There's
Is it like Starship Troopers?
more than you'd think. Like, you should give it a shot. It's great. Yeah, the same thing is happening in The Expanse. The only difference is there's Earth, and then there's the Belt, which are the asteroid belt, and then Mars, and the people on Mars are like the Helghast, sorry.
They're just
again.
assholes who hate other humans.
Right.
So
But they're like very righteous in they believe what they're doing is absolutely right.
So, back to the game for a second. After you go to the uplink and kill Haka and Adams or whatever, or Lente and Adams, what exactly happens? Like at the end, does the game just end?
Yeah, you blow up a satellite, right?
Yeah, and then it's just kind
Why
of.
do you blow up the satellite? Can't you just get control of it again?
I would have thought so.
Or was that used? Is that where the mushroom cloud came from? They were using the satellites on their own planet.
See, I didn't understand that.
Yeah, neither
Because-
did I. That's why I asked.
Yeah, that's why we're.
I figured if I asked the question, then you
Wait,
two
I'm
would have
just
to
trying to
explain
work.
it me.
I'm trying to work through it because obviously at the end they blew it up and everyone was happy. So either it was something that the Helghast put there and were destroying the world with it, or using it to shut off the defenses, or it was a piece of ISA technology that was turned against them.
I'm pretty sure they called it the SD station, the satellite defense station.
Yeah, I think they was taken over by Helghast, and maybe they just killed all the Helghast on it.
Yeah. Well, one guy, General Adams, can control it, but we can't get control back of it, so we'll just blow it up.
Yeah. And we got a Shadow Warrior assassin and a Rico Roughneck.
See that
Nice.
guy? He was executed Helghast style.
What the fuck is a Shakespeare?
Oh yeah, dude, I have so many lines to go over at the end of this, and you guys
They're
have
all
used so many of them
Velasquez's
already.
lines. Every line he said was supposed to be funny or stupid.
And that's what I was talking about with the stupid fucking tone. Like this, I'm not wrong, right? Like they play those moments for laughs.
Yeah.
I mean, I get that. Like you can use a laugh in a war scene to kind of cut some tension.
Yeah, but they make him out to be a clown, and he's supposed
Yeah,
to be
exactly.
so rightfully angry at the Helghast.
It's odd that they made that character the comic relief.
Yeah, it is weird.
Well, I mean, none of them were funny, so it's kind of. Jan's just a soldier, and Luger's an assassin, Haka's a.
Yeah, but we're all just
Intellectual
laughing at how
spy.
mad Velasquez is.
And then we have a racist grunt, so I guess that's the comic relief out of all of them.
Yeah, that's the racism is hilarious.
He's just so angry. Look at him.
There's a moment where they run into Lente and they're all talking, and you find out that Haka was Lente's chief of staff.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah,
you find out also in the story that Haka became a revolutionary. Like, he went against the Helghast. So my question is, why the fuck would that guy be your spy? Unless he was your spy way in the beginning. But there's definitely a story where he tells him, like, he stopped believing in them, or there was something like that. And,
he defected and became your spy?
which is strange, because clearly he's like, the Helghast know of him.
Yeah. He's like
I don't think he led the revolutionaries, but he was an important figure against the Helghast. And that's your spy.
Yeah, he was playing both sides.
Yeah, I think he was just a mercenary. Went where the money was.
No, he just was like, hey, I'm a revolutionary here, and I'm a spy over there. So
Yeah.
whichever one wins, I'm
Sure, I'll
good.
help you.
Yeah.
And I want to keep talking about Haka because I think that's an interesting character. I also think that his voice acting was probably the best out of anyone in the game.
Well, yeah, all the other ones are trash, so I'm pretty sure.
Oh, no, Velasquez was pretty sweet.
They wasted all the best lines on him. But the guy who did Haka's voice is, I don't know how to pronounce his name. It's Sean Pertwee? He plays Alfred in Gotham.
Oh,
Okay.
And he's a very esteemed British actor.
Yeah,
But he's done a lot of good stuff.
and now that you say it, it sounds like him.
And he does have a British accent, right?
Which we still don't know why. The Helghast all have British accents, but moving past that.
They wanted to just stand out from humans. It's bad enough they needed fucking respirators and shit, but
And glowing red eyes so everybody can see you on the battlefield.
yeah, smart choice.
Poor decision making. Like, why would you just point a target right on your head? But, what do I know?
Yeah, you're not Helghast.
Yeah, Colonel Haka's just like a intellectual kind of whatever. Doesn't seem
Yeah,
like
and you know that because there's that scene where they land on a helicopter in some, like, mountain or whatever, and Rico's like, what's going on with those two? And then
Oh yeah.
Haka, not knowing them, explains the entire situation.
Haka's like, what are you, fucking blind?
Yeah. He's like, you can clearly see they were together, and then Luger went off and became a cold-blooded killing assassin and lost her humanity, and then they met up and...
Yeah,
blah,
and then
blah,
he
blah.
has to put in, like, she went off, became a cold-blooded assassin, which is pretty fucking high.
Yeah, exactly. Like, he says, like, she's perfect.
Yeah.
That's the line. You can tell he's like, yeah, this girl's, what are you doing after this? You know?
It's like, look at, he's enjoying the whole thing, just watching Jan make an ass of himself.
Yeah, exactly.
He's like, watch,
Which he does often.
He's pushing her away. I'm going to fucking hit that shit.
how the fuck does that work?
Yeah, luckily, I don't know. I don't think Velasquez said anything after that clear show of interest. I think that's all I had on Haka. I like his character. I like how they're actually in the game, which I didn't realize till I was playing it. You can actually, once you find the characters in your group, like in the story, you can actually play as them.
Yeah,
So you can play chapter like 4 through 12 as
I
Haka.
saw that at the last second of the walkthrough. It's like, pick your character. And I was like, oh, they're different endings? But I never looked into it. Thank God.
I don't. No,
No,
there
no.
are no different endings.
Do any of them play any differently?
No, they're just
Okay.
Don't they have like different loadouts or anything?
no, because your loadouts you just get 3 guns and that's all it is.
No matter what.
Yeah, you might start with a different weapon, but like the weapons I noticed also go through chapters. So like the chapters are spread up in different parts that go back to loading screens and stuff like that.
Yeah,
So you keep your weapons through all of those.
fair enough.
But anywho, is that the story? Did we finish the story already?
It was a pretty boring story.
Yeah,
so,
after
yeah.
the station blows up. and
Everybody cheers and war's still going.
then Luger's like, do you think they'll come back? And Jan says, you fucking know they will.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
We need to make this a franchise.
the war's not over. But
War never changes.
Oh, come on.
so yeah, they do say it's ISA. Is there more than one planet, or is it just Vecta and Helgen?
I don't know.
Yeah, because
That's a fantastic question because they make it seem like Earth is still around.
But I thought it was uninhabitable.
yeah, it's uninhabitable. I think there might be people who live underground or some shit, like few who are just
The chuds.
chilling back, being like, "Hey, is Earth ready yet?"
Kind of like the 100.
Yeah, I guess.
Maybe. Well, you would think if the nuclear weapons went off and made it uninhabitable in 2055, we're almost 300 years ahead of that now. So you'd think Earth would have recovered by then, right?
But, I mean, you think it would be more than 1 or 2 planets if they're the Interplanetary Strategic Alliance.
I didn't even think of that. You're probably right. By the way, folks, that's what ISA stands for.
Yeah.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense.
But I do believe that is the whole story.
Oh yeah, that's it.
I wasn't very impressed by the writing.
The story was good enough for first-person shooters at the time.
It seemed very childish, like
Was-
a fucking high schooler put the whole thing together.
Was this like a competitive shooting? Like, could you go online and play other people?
Yes.
Or was it just the story? Oh, okay. It was. All right.
This was PS2, but it had internet play available.
And if I remember correctly, the PS2, you needed to buy another thing to go online.
I think so.
Yeah, I think so. But this was
Until
like its
that
first
slimline
attempt.
model came out. Then that had it. But there's also a couple parts I wanted to talk about. Like, there was a moment where you get to the base and you run into one of Adams's soldiers, and he's completely disillusioned and thinks that
Oh,
Vaughton was
yeah.
the traitor,
Yeah.
Yeah.
which I thought was a nice little moment because it made sense why people would still be working with Adams.
Didn't he know that Adams shot off the missiles and blew up everything else?
No, he think Vaughn did it.
Oh, okay.
Vaughton.
Then how does he get convinced that Adams did? Someone just tells him?
I guess.
Okay.
I mean,
I think Jan just punches him in the face or something. It's like, get a hold of yourself. You're full of it.
Oh, you're right. Adams did it.
yeah, yeah, exactly. They just were like, "Oh, well, what are you talking about, Vaughton? It's Vaughton's fault this all happened. Blah 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 blah. Adams is a hero." And later we find out. Well, actually, we've known for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he just like convinces him in 2 seconds.
I could see being like, "No, Adams is my general. He's awesome. I'm on his side," and then maybe being blinded by that a little bit. But you have to also think you are occupying the building that was responsible for the state of the defense network.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
And you were there the whole time. So, like, Adams didn't destroy it. Well, why have you been posted up in this building since before the horrible thing happened? Oh. I guess.
I guess logic does work sometimes.
But don't you think they'd still listen to their general?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I guess that's why they were still...
Yeah, this 4-person ragtag team just comes in and is like, nah, we're the real fucking heroes.
It's like, really? You're the heroes? Why are there only 4 of you? Wouldn't you send a platoon?
And you have a Helgen in your, or Helgas in
Yeah,
your group.
right.
Yeah, there's also that. Yeah, that would be a tough one to explain, huh?
He was a spy.
And that's when Velasquez is like, yeah, I used to hate him too.
Good God. There's some really great quotes in this.
All right. Give us some that we didn't say.
Oh, in the very, very beginning, there's you just like you're going still through like the tutorial of how to shoot and stuff, and you shoot like a couple of Helghast that are trying to go over, and then Jan Templar goes, "How long will the minefield hold them?"
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Don't worry, we got a minefield over there.
Yeah. First of all, how the fuck would that guy know?
That was Sanchez.
Yeah.
He was posted up there all day.
Was
he
that
said.
Sanchez?
Yeah.
And second, like it's a minefield. It will last as long as till all the minefield.
Until there's a pile of corpses. What the fuck?
Yeah, there's not a timer on minefields. And then I do have the line from Luger, "Are you asking me if I got laid?" You mentioned that one. And there's a moment in the very beginning, which is one of the few moments I actually played, where you climb up a tower, you get a sniper rifle, and you're like learning how to use the sniper rifle in the very beginning, and you shoot the one guy, and then you just hear a random Helghast say, "No, not Johnson. He was only a boy." I'm like,
Seriously?
That's
yes,
hilarious.
I swear that happened. I'm like, that. It was so jarring.
That's so awesome. I wonder if there's more parts like that in the game. You just got to play to realize.
Yeah, maybe. Because I played maybe 20 minutes of the game, and I heard the same lines 50 fucking times. There's a bunch of good Rico and Haka lines, but I have written down, "How do you know this shit?" And then Haka responds with, "I'm a spy. That's my job."
That was a good one because just the way he says it to him is just.
It's like you.
He's like, "How do you know all this classified stuff?" It's literally my fucking job. It's like going up to a plumber and be like, "Dude, how do you know how to do all this shit with those pipes?" Fucking know it. That's my job. That's what I do. But and I do have What the Fuck is a Shakespeare. You couldn't not include that one. There's also the last one I had is, "What are you gonna do? Kill me? It won't solve a goddamn thing."
Who's that?
I think that I have that written down as Adams.
Yeah, that's General Adams that says that.
Okay.
But it's like, yeah, but it'll make me feel better. Like a lot better.
Doesn't he have a line earlier on in the game too where he's talking to his tech guy and he's like, "I don't know if you believe in a god or pray to your technological or something like that." I can't remember exactly what he said, but
Man, I don't even remember that one.
It was pretty bad.
something about praying to your technology or
Pray to your techno god.
yeah.
Technoga. Okay, so what final thoughts? Syintist, do you think the story worked or was it bad?
It was extremely bland and uninteresting, I think. Doesn't make me want to play the game. And I'm not a fan of first-person shooters to begin with, so
Okay.
I'll give it half a star.
Out of how many?
27.
Okay. That's bad. What about you, Chump Slap? Do you think did the story work for you?
No, it was horrible. Every character just seemed like cookie cutter bullshit. And
Yeah.
Hopefully the other ones got better.
yeah, I don't know how the gameplay actually was. I don't remember playing it ever. But if it wasn't aiming in first person, it was first person?
Yeah, it was first person, and there was like a zoom button, but it was like a toggle. But it wasn't like an aim down the sights thing. It was just a slight zoom in.
So you never saw sights at all?
Well, if you had a sniper rifle, yeah,
That was
it
it.
brought up the
Yeah.
reticule, but that's it.
Yeah, it sounds horrible. No. I'm going to have to
It,
give
it was a tough play.
I'll give it 2.5 stars because of that Shakespeare line, but
The best part was it was exactly like Saving Private Ryan, just on a different planet in a video game.
But are you trying to find a person, or you're trying?
Well, first you're
I
trying to
guess
find
you are.
Haka. And I mean,
Right.
after you find Ryan in Saving Private Ryan, they go and do some other stuff to help.
and
but
the only female in it is a sexual conquest from Jan.
an unfeeling minx.
She's
Yeah, there were. I thought that. Well, it felt to me as if the game was like, "Hey, you just want to like log in and shoot some stuff, right? Well, that's pretty stupid. So we're just gonna give you a stupid story to go with that."
yeah, it seemed like it was just tacked on. It was like we just have a first-person shooter here.
It was as complicated as the gameplay was. Is exactly how as complicated the story was, which is not very point shoot, move on.
Yeah, go here. That's all you have to do.
Here's the basic parts of a story.
Yeah, just enough to actually explain why you're going in between locations.
Yeah, they put a lot more thought into the backstory than they did the actual story of the game.
Right, yeah, they build a whole universe
Yeah.
and then don't tell you about it, which is an interesting choice.
Yeah, maybe they do reveal that in later Killzones, like after the first one. It doesn't seem to have been in such a huge success that the amount of the speedruns done and the wiki votes and everything else.
Maybe it's like secrets, or maybe it's like little pieces of information you pick up through the game that tells you about the backstory.
What, you think there's like collectible?
Yeah.
I doubt it.
I don't know. I never ran into any, but it's a lot. Like, it's a big backstory. And I guess the other games, I don't know about the PSP or Vita game, but they move on with the war. Like, this one, you're on Vecca, and then there's one where I think it might have been Shadowfall, where they go invade Helgan. So they're all a continuation. Those main 4 games are a continuation of the story.
So it's just like
Or the war, I
So
should
it's
say.
just like single battles of this war.
It's
Kind of, yeah.
yeah, but is the whole planet of Vecta even inhabited? Because it seems like They're all just attacking this little spot, this little city.
Right. That's a good point.
It's supposed to be like a human population at this point.
Yeah. I don't know.
But you don't know the scale of the invasion. You know that the defense system was taken out, and you know that the Helghast are boots on the ground, but you don't know if it's like one city or if it's just that command area or if it's the whole planet.
Are there
or
a bunch
what's
of Jan Templars all over the world doing the same thing?
Could be. I don't see why not. Let's just assume there are, and that's why they made those.
That's why it's so generic. I get it.
Right. But for my star rating out of 27, I'm gonna say 4, just because of the voice acting of Haka.
All right.
I thought he did a very good job, and I thought a couple of the other ones did good. Like Brian Cox is what's it? Not Scolari. I keep wanting to say Scolari.
Scalar Viscari.
Scolar Vizzari. There you go. He Brian Cox, big actor. There's also Ronnie Cox. Don't know if they're related.
What about Dewey Cox?
There's no Dewey Cox. Ronnie Cox was the voice of Adams, and he was in Deliverance, Beverly Hills Cop, and RoboCop. So,
yeah,
perfect fit.
I still didn't think that voice acting was even that good.
No, it was about RoboCop.
It was about Dino Crisis. It was like a step above Dino Crisis level.
I think it might be the best voice acting we've seen.
Are you kidding?
What was the best?
I got to think of the games we did first. Prototypes weren't bad.
Yeah.
I think that 3 or 4 of the characters nailed the voice acting, and the other ones just brought them way the fuck down. Like, the main characters, Jan, Luger, and Rico, they weren't good. Like, those voice actors didn't do a good job.
I mean, Rico could have nailed it. He had the best lines to even try, but he didn't.
Wet's voice acting was better.
Fair.
But that's a whole other case, because that was purposely trying to be over the top. So
it was only 5 years after the fact.
Yeah, exactly.
It's true.
Well, Wet's voice acting was 5 years better than this, and this was supposed to be 5 years better than Dino Crisis.
This is 8 years better than Tomb Raider, definitely.
And 3 years better than 9/11.
Only slightly better than 9/11.
The 9/11 voice acting was terrible.
Yeah, we bring it up often on this podcast. So I guess that does it.
Yeah, that's the whole story of Killzone 1.
I tried playing it, like I said, and I would not go back to it. I can't.
Even the HD remaster?
That's what I played, the HD remaster for.
We gave it 7 stars
PlayStation
out of a
3.
total 71. Sounds about right. 10%.
Yeah, and the funny thing too is, if you look at shooters around this time, this is one of the more advanced ones.
Yeah, it was like top of the line.
Yeah, like technically speaking, it was.
How'd shooters ever get off the ground?
Halo.
Yeah, that would be it.
Yeah, I mean, well, they were there since the beginning with like Wolfenstein.
GoldenEye.
GoldenEye. Still never played it.
You never played GoldenEye, really?
No, sir.
That was the best
Okay.
multiplayer shooter ever, especially because you had to look at the
At the
screen.
same
to see other people.
screen.
Have you played it lately?
No.
Well, it's like, the stupid Nintendo 64 controller? Yeah, I said it. I said it was stupid.
Oh,
Bring
it
it,
It
haters.
is dumb. It is dumb.
You have the stick in the middle is your the third prong, the dick prong. We'll call it the dick prong. The joystick on the dick prong, that was your like face looking around your view, and then the strafing and moving forward were the 4 buttons, those 4 yellow buttons.
The D-pad.
Yeah, which is so hard to do right now.
Yeah.
I couldn't even imagine doing that. Even hearing you explain it, I can't figure out how it would
I
work.
know. I'm so fucking tired even trying to figure that out.
Okay, well, I guess with that, we'll just go ahead and move into our final segments that we do every week. This one right here, it's our favorite segment as a group, where we have Syintist Lock of the Week. Syintist, who do you got this week?
I have the Racine Bells plus 1.5 over the Kenosha Comets. Bet it all. They'll cover that easy.
What sport?
It's AAGPBL baseball.
What country?
It's United States.
League? Really?
The All-American Girls Pro Baseball League.
Wait. You don't know?
I guess
You unfamiliar?
I'm not up to date with my professional girls professional women's baseball league. But,
Oh,
you know,
it's
now I'm going to
called.
watch this whole game because I am going to sell everything I have. I'm going to sell my house. I'm going to
Sell
sell my
your
car,
money.
sell my money, and put it all in this game because it is a guaranteed lock.
Gets worse every week.
That was really bad. I don't know.
And then with that, we're going to move on to Chump Slap's recommendation window, where every week, our favorite segment here, we ask Chump Slap for his recommendations on a variety of products.
You
and
never know.
For this week, I did absolutely zero prep and have no ideas. So what is your recommendation for a great, fun 80s movie to watch?
I'm gonna have to go with The Burbs, a classic.
Oh,
Nice. Excellent pick.
I believe it's late 80s.
I thought you were going to say Big, but you went the Burbs.
No.
Either
well,
way, it was a Tom Hanks flick. I
yeah.
knew that.
Anything with Tom Hanks in it, it's sure to please.
Was Joe... No, Joe vs. the Volcano was 91. I think.
Money Pit.
But that was a good one. Money Pit, classic.
Yeah, that might be 90.
I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe that was before. But I'm going to go with The Burbs. Classic. Can't beat it.
Join it.
Okay. So, Syintist, why don't you go ahead and tell everyone where they can find us?
At Plotty Time on Twitter and Instagram. And maybe something else. Is that it? I would.
You're getting better every time. Every time. Where can they write to us long form, Chump Slap?
Well, you can just send that email to P.O. Box 963, New York City, New York State, 10108. That was Stickly. My bad. You can write to us, plottytime@gmail.com.
Perfect. Well, I guess that does it for this week. So, everybody, we'll see you next time. Later.
Peace.